I will sing of the goodness of God.
So girls, this is how I met your mother. I was thinking about it, and it was like maybe about 30 years ago. We were both going to college. We're both part of a campus ministry. At the time it was called Korean American Campus Mission. Such a wonderful place to fellowship, grow in my leadership, connect with other people. And every summer they had a opportunity to be a part of a mission team, a short-term mission team, where we would just go to different places around the world, whether it was Philippines or India, different countries, to share the hope that we had with others. And so I think I remember going for the first time to Southeast Asia, which included Thailand and Philippines. But the training would oftentimes happen not on our campus at UC Santa Barbara, but it would be at this place called Cerritos Mission Church. That's where we're headed out right now, actually the 40th anniversary of Cerritos Mission Church. And this is where I met your mother. It was I think it was like a super Saturday training. So on some Saturdays we would come down, and for the whole day we would train in preparation for our short-term mission trip. And this includes ways to make the gospel more accessible, including songs that would include a kind of body worship, body motions, you could say, almost like sign language in some ways, to communicate to others, but they could see our gestures and see the compassion that we had. And so there was my wife and all of us as well in the parking lot of Cerritos Mission Church. And she was had gone on the year before, but she was one of the trainers now. So she had received and been blessed and also gifted in that area. And there she was training us in the motions for various songs that we would eventually share out like a skit in various places around the world, and for myself going to Thailand and Philippines. And so I remember looking up there, and I think there were about 2 people that were up there showing the rest of us, maybe about, I don't know, was it 40 or 50 of us that were training, and thinking, wow, what a great older sister coming back, and after her experience, training, the rest of the folks on what to do, and thinking that was such a beautiful thing to do. But no, she wasn't my older sister. She's actually my younger sister in Christ. But anyways, that's maybe the last time I saw her that year, because we weren't on the same team, and she was just volunteering her time as well. And she was very busy herself, working and going to college, and being so busy herself in her season, but she was volunteering her time. But the following year, I just felt like, that Thailand and Philippines trip was such a powerful experience in my life, transforming in some ways. I decided to go on another mission trip the following year. This would be a 2-month trip to India. And lo and behold, get to see your mother again. So this time, we're on the same team. And this is maybe where a part of our activities included hearing our testimonies and sharing and getting to know one another. And when I heard her story, I just had so much respect for her. Her story of resilience, not giving up, being so strong, depending on the Lord, so compassionate. I couldn't help but feel so much respect for her. So anyways, we go on this short-term mission trip, and once again, it's another amazing opportunity to grow in the Lord. And while we're out there, the missionary that was there said to us, hey, if after you graduate, I want you to consider coming out here to work out here for about a year. And then in my mind, I was thinking, I got graduate school, there's no way I'd come back to India to serve in that way. But I couldn't stop thinking about that question that was in my mind that the missionary shared with us. And so a number of us also felt the same way, including your mother. And so independently, we all made decisions to go out to India after we graduated. So we were out there for over a year, close to 2 years. And that's where I really saw and got to know my wife, my future wife at that time, as she was just serving the Lord every day, Our friendship grew as well. Not only was there a deep respect and a deep friendship at that point, but something that made me feel like I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. And so that was a part of our story. And since then, I just am reminded of how important this space was where we're headed right now. Cerritos Mission Church, a place where we first met, a place where we trained, and then a number of years later, maybe about close to 23, 24 years ago, that is also the place where we would eventually get married as well. So we're also going to the same location where eventually we were married in that church, and then had a reception there and had like swing dancing and all that. And that was just a beautiful memory as well. Sometimes it's so good to think back and remember as we also look ahead. And so I'm looking back and remembering today God's faithfulness in my life. At that time, I must have been a young man, like not knowing what I was going to do with my life, and certainly thinking I was going to India. I wouldn't have expected that I would have found my spouse, my future wife there. So many unknowns. I did not think about going into education prior to all this. I had so many questions in my mind, and I had all the fears that a young person might. But here we are, close to 30 years later, so many answered prayers from that time. So that's how I met your mother.
Wake up till I lay my head. Oh, I will sing